Hi and welcome back to Go2 Security's YouTube channel. Hope you folks have been enjoying yourself, and hope I didn't bore you on the last two videos, but this one's going to be a bit more exciting. This one's, I'm giving you a break from the Gent stuff, you know, I don't want to spoil you too much. And this week's all about Hikvision, the Hikvision Insite Roadshow. Woohoo, there's me. Woohoo! And we will be doing, well, I'm going to show you what you see at the Insite Roadshow. And I went to the one Tuesday, I think it was. Yes, Tuesday. And it was at, lucky for me, Northampton, at the Saints Rugby Ground, or Franklin Gardens, or they call it the Cinch Stadium now. I'm a bit of a Saints fan, but I've not gone and seen them for ages. Used to see them all the time. Just anyway, I'm digressing. Anyway, so I'm not going to. It's self-explanatory. Enjoy yourself on this one. Here comes the intro, and then we'll get straight into it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, so we're in Northampton. I don't know if you can get it in there. We're at the rugby ground, so if all you Saints fans, this is you know this place quite well. Franklin Gardens, or Cinch Stadium, whatever you like to call it. So you can see the statues behind us. So today we're looking at the Hikvision Insite show. We're going to have a few videos of these over the next couple of weeks. Basically, you get a view of what the show's like and what you will see. We should get this out on Sunday coming. Okay, so today's date's the 14th, I think, off the top of my head. And so we should be at the end of the week. We'll have this video out. We'll do it in several chunks, and oh, the sun's getting a bit bright, so let's rotate around here. Okay, so let's go inside, and what we'll do is we'll do a walkthrough very fast, and then they've got some talks about their products and their systems, etc., and we can take it from there. I think we'll do this on several parts, but yeah, let's see what it's got to offer.
No, I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you.
So it starts from our main website. If we hover ourselves over support, go down to training and across to e-learning. That will then take you onto the e-learning website. Then if we hover ourselves over Hikvision Security Certification, go view more. Eventually we'll get there. There we go. When we scroll down, we will see the different types of courses that we have available. Yep. and if we pick one, choose enter to enroll. And we can see the different courses, so both online and on-site dates that are available. Shows you how many spaces are available on them, and you can then just enroll yourself using the enroll button.
Lovely, thank you very much for that.
No problem at all.
Helps us all the other engineers out there.
Cool.
Okay, I'm nervous. Yes, I'm good. And my name is Tom Chen, and from Hikvision, and we're focused on export selling. And this is a totally wireless alarm system. And you can see that there's a lot of our devices here. We got the motion detections and the light detections. Detectors, and also the magnet detectors. Also we got the short one, slim one, and the outdoor magnet contact. It's a very good option for our customers to choose. If they like the small one, they can choose the slim one, and they like the also we got the short one to make it can be knock the door to make announce to our customers. Yeah. And then we also got outdoor options. Here's the Tritech, our new one, which contain the 2 PR detectors and 1 microwave here. And also this is the camera module can be built inside. If you don't want it, you can take it out. Yes, it can be set outside in your garden to detect the big range about your garden. Yes. And here's the sounder, outdoor and the indoor sounders. Yes.
And are these compatible? You can link them to your CCTV system?
Yes, absolutely. That's our key benefit, is that we can full integration with our cameras and also with our intercom, like to use the Android indoor station to connect to log in the High Connect account, and you can control all the things by the indoor station, and also you can use the app, the High Connect, also the High Panel Pro, to control our systems. It's a totally wireless system.
Wow,
and
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
It will give you like 10% battery.
Cheers.
big one even with wear, because you can't take it, you have to carry it actually. The big one we don't take it because it's too heavy.
So this looks like some kind of power bank. It could be coming handy. Take it they do British ports because they're either European or American. But yeah, it's ideal if you got no power on site. In fact, I might actually look at one of these myself. It's always good to have.
It has a light actually.
Oh right.
Yeah, so bright one. Yeah, one and also SOS. Yeah.
Oh right. 600 watts as
Yeah,
well.
600 watts is the capacity.
Will you do a British version of it?
Yeah,
So,
that will be the formal one.
oh, that'll be the.
This is sample.
So that'll be the British one.
Yeah, that will be the formal launch. Because this is a sample, so we.
Oh right, yeah. Just want to get some load of videos while I.
Yeah. Solar panel. You will have the cables inside. And
oh right, yeah.
This cable work with. You can connect it with connect it with the power station. And usually, actually, if a full sunshine, 6 hours maximum, you can charge it fully.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah.
And that just opens out as one long big strip.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
It's full portable, yeah. So
yeah,
easy to pack.
That's good. It packs away quite nicely as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it can do. Right, let's have a quick look at the new Hick Central stuff. So let's rotate you around and we'll go have a quick look around. Okay, so this is the interface. And there's that good looking chap. There's the wall. Face recognition kind of here, and it's a stranger. I'm a stranger. And then you've got, this is where they collate the face recognition. Yeah. And as you can see, the ground. Gives you a rough idea what that
enjoyed like. That bit. Right, so this next bit is more of, well, this bit is a tell you what's happening within Hikvision. Okay, I think, let me just have a check. Gary Harmer, the sales director for UK and Ireland Hikvision. He's going to do basically intro, talking about the products and stuff that's coming up, I suppose. Just give you a heads up. This video is interesting. I found it very interesting. So hope you enjoy it, and here it comes.
Has attended an Insite before, or put it this way, who's not attended an Insite? Okay, so it's about 50%. That means for those of you that have sat through an Insite before, you're going to see a few of the corporate slides just to give people a flavour for who we are on a wider scale. So let's start off with that. I'm not one for reading out what you can already see on the screen. I'm just going to pick out a couple of highlights. For us, for those of you that don't know, We're a Chinese technology company. We started only in 2001. We became global leader within 11 years in IP video surveillance, and we remain global leader in IP video. But we're so much more than IP video now. We have a 32% compound annual growth rate from 2010. We're just growing continuously, and we now have an annual revenue in 2022 of over 12 billion US dollars. I think the interesting thing for me, and I've seen it firsthand, is that 50% of our workforce is in some way working in our research and development function. So if you put that into numbers, that's 26,000 people working in research and development. We have over 52,000 employees at the moment in time. That gives us, I believe, a unique position globally to innovate and be right at the front of new product development. And I believe that that's what keeps us in our #1 position. Talking about our leadership in the industry, we stand out as a truly unique company in the security industry, and there are a number of things that I think characterize our leadership position. First of all, we're the largest security products manufacturer with the highest market share of all vendors, according to the leading analyst firm Omdia. To put that into perspective, we think our global market share is over 25%. So 1 in 4 cameras anywhere in the world is coming out of a Hikvision manufacturing plant. I've already mentioned our research and development teams, and our innovation include one of the largest R&D teams in our industry, if not the largest. And we constantly look to release new offerings and bring new technologies to the market. I've personally seen our manufacturing facilities. I was lucky enough to go to China 4 times pre-COVID. We're now beginning to talk about whether we should start those trips up again. I think the jury's out on that for a short period of time, but my colleagues who went back for Chinese New Year tell me that everything's back to normal, so we are now going to consider what we do in that regard. But I went to our latest manufacturing plant in a place called Tonglu. It's got over 6 million square feet of manufacturing capability, and that's just in one plant. It's absolutely huge. It's all automated using our own robots. That's another thing that we'll come on to shortly. Coming back to a more local scenario in the UK and Ireland, for those of you that don't know, we're not just based out of one office. Our HQ for the UK and Ireland is based in a place called Stockley Park. It's 2 miles north of Heathrow Airport, but we do have offices in Manchester and Glasgow and Doncaster, and we are currently fitting out an office in Dublin, which will be opening in a couple of months' time. So we're continuously investing, and in these offices we've got local demonstration facilities. There's training academies. I'll talk more about training shortly. Training academies in London, Manchester and Glasgow, to a lesser extent in Doncaster. And we also are lucky enough to have one of the 11 research and development centres hosted in the UK in our London office, where we service UK and Ireland and our colleagues in Europe with a research and development team that are able to customise projects as we need. We also have a specialist vertical team with specialist knowledge doing demand creation. So we are trying to generate demand in the market that feeds through to you, the installers, to go and pick up once the end users have tendered out and sought your capable installation services. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about the levels of support that we can give you, and there's a lot of new people in the room. I think my colleague Andy was asking quite a lot of you how many of you are signed up to our VAST program, Value Added Solutions Partner Program, and there's a lot of people in the room that have never heard of that. And there's a slide coming through in a second which will give you a little bit more detail on that. But the VAST program enables you to engage with our team directly or through your distribution channel partners that you work with, and brings a wealth of benefits, and I'll talk a bit more about that on the next slide. I'm also going to be talking about Hike Partner Pro, which is our new app from ProConnect. I'll talk very briefly about our experience centres that are based in the locations on the previous slide, and I'm going to talk a bit more about our new e-learning platform, which is brand new to us and yourselves, and a bit more about our training. So let me just first of all talk about the VASP programme. The programme is tailored for systems integrators and installers to promote products and solutions and grow our business together, basically. And as a partner of Hikvision, you'll immediately enjoy benefits that include some comprehensive product portfolio, some co-marketing opportunities, some growth incentives. You're able to register projects, work with our direct BDM team on identifying the right solutions and coming up with systems design, etc. We'll give you world-class training and support. We will provide you with discounted demonstration equipment and much more. So we have in the room now 2 of our BDMs that look after new business, new VASP partners. So can I ask you guys to stand and just, I'll quickly introduce you. So the guy just walking out now, that's Mark Buckland. Mark, just tell us roughly what areas you cover.
So I cover from Peterborough, Kings Lynn, all the way across to South Wales, along the Finland Strip, after new business.
Okay. And is Louis in the room? He's downstairs.
Hello. I cover Cambridge, Norfolk, all the way down to North London, and our Watford area.
Okay. So if you're new to Hikvision, those 2 guys, make sure you see them today, introduce yourselves. If you're not in their patch, if you're from the Midlands patch, we haven't got the new business BDMs from the Midlands here today, but they will take your details and happily make introductions for you on emails, etc. They've got cards and will happily give you a run through of what that VASP programme entails and how to get on board and how to make the most of the programme. So please make sure that you engage with the team. So let's talk about Hike Partner Pro, which was previously known as Pro Connect. So we've got a number of apps. Your customers use Hike Connect, yeah? And then as the next layer above that, as the installer, you were using Pro Connect, and that's now been rebranded as Hike Partner Pro. Just going to run through this quick video presentation. This video is made from an installer's perspective who actually owns a bit of a shop front, etc. So you'll see that he's preparing for the day ahead. The Hike Partner Pro gives the installer the ability to do a whole host of functionality, both pre and post sales. So you've got a co-branding opportunity. You can get a branding opportunity on the app, so that when your customers are actually showing their neighbours and friends and family their Hike Connect, you can get a branding opportunity through that. You can also engage in system design, quotation information. You can download product information. You can build a solution on this app, and then when it actually comes to delivering, there's a whole suite of functionality on the app that will allow you to do a faster, easier installation. So there's some configuration services. You can do batch configuration, you can do firmware upgrades, etc., etc. And I think the important thing here is the ability, by using the app, to actually save yourself some money, not only in terms of quicker design, quicker quotation, co-branding, but when it actually comes to hands-on, you can do health monitoring, which you can charge your customer for, so there's a recurring revenue opportunity. But it's really good because you can get a notification that there's a problem on your customer site before they get up in the morning and find out there's a problem on their system themselves. And it's a much, much higher level of customer service if you ring your client and say, camera number 3 has gone off on your system, We've tried to fix that remotely. That hasn't worked, so an engineer's on his way out to you. You're taking a proactive approach and a proactive lead to giving your customer a much higher level of service, rather than them finding out that camera 3's offline only when they're trying to investigate an incident. If you sign up multiple customer sites and you want to divvy those sites out from an operational point of view, you can assign, if you've got 10 customers signed up, you can assign those sites to different members of your staff. So if an alarm goes off or a notification on the health monitoring comes in, you can tag that through to one of your staff rather than you being bombarded with notifications from all 10 sites. So it gives you a very easy tool to manage how you're looking after your customers. And I think the important thing is it's a recurring revenue opportunity, because some of the modules are chargeable, and you can, it's great over a period of time if you can build up a client base and then wake up on the 1st of every month and you've got some recurring revenue coming in that you basically hits your bank account on the 1st of each month. I think that's a powerful tool, and it's in constant development. It is available downstairs. If you want to talk to the product team, they're available downstairs. I'll give you a run through of the application itself. I mentioned our experience centres, so this is one from our Stockley Park office. We have slightly smaller experience centres in Manchester and in Glasgow and in Doncaster, so don't feel that you've got to come to London. We're trying to cover the whole of the country. We'll shortly be opening in Dublin as well, which is, as I said, that's in the process of being fitted out. There's also a training academy going into Ireland as well. So if you've got customers in Ireland that you want to make them aware of some new product technology, we can enable that for you over there as well. We also, in the last 18 months, invested a lot of money into some mobile demonstration vehicles. So if your client won't come to us, we'll go to your client with you. So book these via your Hikvision BDM or via your distributor. There is a booking diary, so don't leave it until the day before you want us to turn up. You need to give us a couple of weeks' notice to get booked into the schedule, but we will turn up and demonstrate our products and our solutions. If there's something that you need to see in particular, make sure you make us aware of that, and we'll do our best to have it available either in the van or on the van on the day that we turn up. So use the vans. They are there to help you generate business. If you're up against some competition and you're very similar on price, if you're doing a 20 grand job, one of the ways to close the deal is to say, look, Mr. Customer, I'll bring the demonstration vehicle along. You can see the quality of the video that you're going to get. Yeah. So it's got a wind-up tower. You can just see it on the picture there. We do a wind-up mast. We can put a PTZ on top of that. We can make you some video footage of actually what the customer's going to get on site. So I think it's a great sales tool. Whenever we've taken it out with an installer to an end user, the success rate in closing the deal for you guys is really, really high. So please feel free to use that. Something really, really new for us is our new e-learning platform. And so I'm going to, can you turn the volume up, please?
E-learning. An e-learning platform not only for security industry practitioners to renew knowledge, but also for the public who are interested in security industry and want to start learning. A learning platform not only for learners, but also for instructors. We are here to help you enhance competence, renew knowledge, and refresh vision. What can you meet on Hikvision e-learning? On Hikvision e-learning, you can enjoy easy access to optional programs, targeting universal or Hikvision-specific knowledge and skills. Rich courses based on Hikvision's experience gained over the last 20 years by star trainers from around the world. Tiered certification from entry to advanced levels. Start learning on Hikvision e-learning? Create an account, start your learning journey immediately. You can take online self-learning courses or study with our local trainers. After training and finishing the exams, you can apply for certificates and download them in My Learning. Your certificate can be queried on Hikvision official website as well. If being a trainee is not enough, how about becoming a trainer? Here, we offer opportunities to develop your abilities further, from trainee to trainer. Join our trainer team. Take the chance to inspire and empower. Hikvision eLearning is an international learning platform which covers almost the whole world. Sign up today at elearninghikvision.com. Hikvision eLearning platform. Renew knowledge, refresh vision.
So I think this is a really exciting opportunity for us. What we're not doing is we're not replacing totally classroom-based training. We still think that there is a need for hands-on, but certainly for some of the basic training courses, particularly recently, people want to learn at their own pace, in their own time. They don't necessarily want to give up a day to come to one of our offices to do one of the courses. So where it's relevant, we've migrated our course content onto our e-learning platform. And the good thing is, actually, all of the Hikvision team, we've all got accounts, and we're all pushed modules to go and learn as well, which is great. And the course content will grow virtually every month, because it's relatively new. Just a couple of points. There's a general security certification program. It's self-paced, it's online, and the CGSP and the CGSA certification focuses on universal knowledge and skills in the security industry, not just Hikvision product. Yeah. So if you've got new members of the team, you're taking on apprentices, and you want to give them some general background information on security in general, in terms of the terminology and how systems are deployed and put together, then these courses will really help you bring on the skill sets within your own teams and improve their competence. And of course, the more competent they are, the better they are at representing you when they're in front of your customers. And then we also do self-paced online theory courses and instructor-led on-site practical training courses, as I mentioned. So create yourself an account, have a look around. There's no obligation at all for you to do that. The good thing is, when you pass a course, you can download your own digital certificate rather than wait for us to get one printed and sent out to you. The key benefits, they are structured. They've been put together in a very professional format. They give you flexible ways of learning. And we believe it's another thing that gives us an edge over our competitors to keep you as up to date as we can with the new product technologies and some of the way that it's configured. Some of the modules are specific, like you saw there's an ANPR module, for example. You know, in the past, if you wanted to do ANPR or Hike Central, you had to send an engineer on a 3-day course just to learn about that one bit. Now we've separated out the modules. You can pick and choose what you're learning as applicable to the systems that you're deploying at the time. That ties in very nicely with our still hands-on training academies. So we've got training academies, London, Manchester, Glasgow, and in a couple of months' time we'll be opening up the training academy in Dublin. So again, you can still do some HSA, HCSP. These are Hikvision specific courses where you're going to get some hands-on configuration knowledge and expertise. So we actually think that this is key for us going forward, which is to enable you to upskill yourselves and your teams. And we want to offer you an incentive for that. So this relates to installation companies only, and there will be a training initiative running on our non-video courses. So I want to make that point really clear, non-video courses. So for our video management software platforms, so Hike Central, for example, our intercom range, our access control, and our AX Pro intruder alarm products, those courses we're going to incentivize you to attend and offer you a £50 Amazon voucher for every person that you put through the course. So if you put one member of staff through those 4 courses, you can earn the company, your company, £200 worth of Amazon vouchers. So they will be issued to a company, not to an individual. So we need to be really careful about this, because some engineers work for a big company but they don't have a company email address. We're always going to try and qualify what company you work for, and then the company will get the voucher rather than the engineer. We think that's the fairest way of doing it. Of course, if you're a one-man band, happy days. Bring yourself on the course and take yourself a £50 Amazon voucher. And those training courses will actually also be offered by some of our distribution partners as well. So you don't have to come to one of our academies. You can do training with some of the distribution partners that we have on board. 2 things from me before I hand over to a colleague. First of all, I forgot to mention in the pre-presentation briefing that you'll see some raffle prizes on the table there. So after lunch and after the presentation, the new product presentation that goes after lunch, we finish the day with a raffle prize draw. If number 1 qualification is you've got to turn up, not just register to turn up. So if you're in the room now, you've got a chance of winning a prize. But here's the thing, we want you to be in the room when we come back after lunch. So if you have some lunch and then you disappear and your name gets called out, you won't get your prize. I think that's fair. If you stay the whole day and then you're in with a shout of taking a prize home. And as I'm the governor and I make the rules up, that's what we're doing. It's always a source of much amusement when somebody's name comes out and they're not in the room. Particularly if you know them and then you ring them and say, sorry mate, you just missed out on a free tandem view. So there's some really nice prizes there, including a tandem view PTZ camera. So if you're in the room when we wrap up just after lunch, then hopefully you'll win a prize. The way that prize draw works is that for people that have actually turned up today and registered on the desk downstairs, there's a random generator on the Excel spreadsheets, and we just randomly select some numbers, and then I get a list of names text over to me, and if you're here, you get a prize. That's how it works. Before I hand over to my colleague, is there anybody that wants to ask me at all any questions? I'm open to any questions, and I will be brave and address the elephant in the room. If anybody has any geopolitical questions, then I am your man. Yeah, there are 2 people in the organisation, both of us here today, myself and our marketing director Justin Hollis, who will quite happily answer any questions that you have of a geopolitical nature. I thought long and hard about putting a couple of slides in as to where we are. Yeah, some people aren't even bothered, some people don't even know, but if you read the Sunday news sheets and the Mail Online and everything else, you'll probably see that we've been mentioned in the press a few times. I'm happy to talk about any of that. If you've got any questions at all, don't be afraid to come and catch me in one of the breakout sessions. I'm happy to bring you up to speed with where we are. We are very active with UK government at the moment. We have been since 2019. There are some challenges in terms of people understanding our technology. I was going to play 99 Red Balloons as my walk-in intro, but I thought I'd better not, just in case we've got members of the press here who will have a field day with that. But anyway, there you go. Are there any immediate questions that people feel comfortable to ask? Not necessarily about geopolitics, but about anything that you've seen so far? Then now's your opportunity. Okay, I'll take that as a vote of confidence. Allow me to introduce you to my colleague and friend, Mike Ward, who's going to take us through the first set of products. Give him a round of applause, Dawn.
Thank you, Gary. Given my earlier mistake with the PowerPoint, this could be the last presentation I do for Hikvision, so I hope you enjoy it. So thank you for your introduction, Gary. So I'm Mike Ward. I've been part of the BDM team at Hike for about 6 years now. And just want to let you know, as with Gary's session, there'll be a Q&A session at the end. So my presentation is going to be all of the products that we've got, the highlighting on product introductions and improvements we've made to the range. So as Gary mentioned, if there's anything of interest, then please go downstairs, because all of these products are featured downstairs. So if something takes your interest, go and find the stand and go and have a play with the products. And also bear in mind that these products will be released throughout 2023. So the first product I'm going to come on to, the first product range is our Deep in View camera range. So the big update here is that we've added colour view to our Deep in View camera range. So what does that mean for you guys? So our Deep in View camera range, you know, got all the analytical features on it. Well, now we've added the large aperture and the extremely sensitive sensor, so you can get 24/7 colour on your images if you choose to do so. So there are 6 cameras in the range. There's the multi-intelligent ones you can see on the left-hand side, so it's dome or bullet in 4 or 8 megapixel. And then we've got the AMPR camera, which I'll come on to a little bit later on the next slide. So as you can see there, we've got 2 supplementary lighting modes. So what that means is the first one, white light mode, is, for those of you who are familiar with colour view, it'll work exactly as a colour view camera because of the large aperture and the sensitive sensor. So if there's any ambient light, the camera will remain in colour all the time. And the second mode, smart supplementary lighting mode, is where we're running it in IR, but if a predefined alarm comes along, it can turn on the white light to try and deter any potential intruders. Now the bottom bit is extremely important, I think, for you guys, the PTZR mode. So the camera itself is not a pan and tilt, but it's got pan and tilt mechanisms in it. So what this means for you is you can make installations much, much quicker. So in a retail environment, for instance, you can put a lot of cameras up in a very short period of time and just position them roughly. And then your own time, you can go back to the control room and do the fine tuning on the cameras. So that can be done from either the GUI of the camera or the control client of Hike Central. So it's a very, very good way of saving time when you're doing installations. Actually, another benefit of that, which I need to mention about, is in the ever-changing environments that we've got, say in a retail application, that PTZR function could be used if the point of interest moved from, if they put another gate in here at Franklin's Gardens, you could actually move the camera to the new gate if you wanted to, without having to go up to the camera with a ladder and a cherry picker and all the costs involved in that. So as I mentioned, we've got an AMPR version of this camera as well. So we've listened to feedback here, because for years our customers have been saying we need the option of a dome for AMPR as well as a bullet camera. We've had an extremely successful range of bullet cameras for doing AMPR. So we've now got a dome, so we've listened to you, we've got a dome, we've put colour view into it, so you can have your choice of whether you want to run your AMPR system in 24/7 colour or in IR mode like you have done previously. And now you've got the option of obviously the dome, but also the PTZR function. So in a lot of AMPR situations, it's like a black art AMPR, it's getting the camera positioning quite right. So in this instance, if it's not quite right, you can actually move it, you can zoom it in and out if you want to, using the PTZR function on the camera. So the next deep in view camera I'm going to talk about is it's a tandem view deep in view camera. I know that's a bit of a mouthful. So there's a lot to say about this camera, but essentially it's 2 cameras in one body. Okay? So we've got, like our tandem view domes, pan and tilts, we've got pan and tilt and a static camera. We've got 2 cameras in that body. The first camera being a deep in view camera, 8 megapixel with a 10 to 50 zoom lens on it, that does various AI like intrusion detection based on humans and vehicles, AMPR, and also face recognition. So it's got those 3 AI functions in the 10 to 50 zoom lens. However, there's also a colour view 4mm lens above it. So there's a camera that's giving you an overview. So you can choose where you want the highlight of the position to be, and then you can have an overview camera as well. So there's a lot of applications I've been thinking about here. So AMPR. There's a lot of times where people have asked for an overview, because sometimes AMPR only arrives in black and white, so you see a black and white car coming through an image. So here we could use the AMPR function of the deep in view camera, and we could have the colour view image of the camera as well, the car going through. Another application I thought of was petrol forecourts, have the zoom lens on the entrance and the wide angle on the pumps. In an education environment, I thought about schoolyards, so you could have it on the gate, you could have it on the playground, or in a store entrance, we could have it focused on facial recognition, but a wide angle of everyone coming into the store. And an added benefit, whereas if you wanted an overview camera and an ANPR camera, you'd have 2 lots of installations, 2 lots of cables, 2 lots of ports, 2 lots of everything else. So we had a lot of cost saving for the installation out there as well. So you can make a cheaper installation. So now I'm going to tell you about some enhancements to our PTZ range. So there's only one actual pan and tilt where we've made an enhancement to. So this is an upgrade to our 4-inch DE4A dome. So fantastic little dome, but we've added auto tracking and AccuSense to this. So we've made it a much more intelligent dome. So we could set up an alarm. It would be sitting there in its home position, it would see a person come through a box and it would start tracking them. So we've added that to that. So this is an extremely versatile and cost-effective camera, which we reckon you can buy for cheaper than most other people's static cameras alone. So next I'm going to talk about some enhancements to our tandem view range. So as Gary spoke about earlier, he mentioned tandem views. We've got the static camera at top and we've got the pan and tilt option below it. So I'm just going to run through a quick video so we can remind ourselves of the images you can get. So this is our tandem view 180. So the top image we've got there is a 180-degree shot made up of 2 4-megapixel cameras we've stitched together. And underneath it we've got the pan and tilt moving around. You can see it moving around in the picture. So from here we can, if we want to, we can move the pan and tilt manually, or we could, with a mouse, draw a box around something and go there automatically. We call that 3D positioning. So that's just to give you like a refresher of what our tandem view does. So I'm not going to go through the slide because we could be here for ages, but it's just to give you an overview of our complete tandem view range. We've got the 4-inch new tandem view, which I'm going to be talking about, and I think it's the camera that we'll be giving away later on in the draw. So that's the one I'm going to talk about. Then we've got our 2 7-inch ones, one with dark fight and one with colour view, and then we've got the 8-inch domes, one with the 1 camera and the 2 camera. So I'm going to be talking about the first camera and the 5th camera along, because they're the ones that we've made some upgrades to. So, completely new 4-inch tandem view PTZ. So this is a static camera with a 4-megapixel and 2.8mm lens at the top, colour view and AccuSense. You've got a really wide angle. And then underneath it, we've got a 4-megapixel dome with a 25:1. There's an option for the part number there is for a 25:1. There's an option for a 15:1 zoom lens as well. And the camera at the bottom, the pan and tilt's got dark fighter and AccuSense technology. So this just achieves staggeringly good value for a single PTZ alone, let alone for a camera that's got built-in overview camera as well. And then this is a dome that we've spoken about before. We've had in our product range for over a year now. It's our 180 8-inch tandem view dome. So at the top we've got 2 4-megapixel cameras. It was the camera that was in the image at the beginning. We stitched those together to provide a seamless image. Previously, this camera only had 3D positioning, so you had to go and draw a box around something for the pan and tilt to go over to that. So now, coming this year in a new hardware release of this dome, it's not a firmware, it's a hardware release of this dome, we're going to be adding smart linkage. So from an alarm created in the static camera, we can send the pan and tilt to a preset position, and then we can start tracking that person around. And another update to this, also we've added a privacy feature to the pan and tilt, which we didn't have before. And please bear in mind, when used, we all talk about smart tracking a lot. Smart tracking is most effective where motion is an exception. So on Oxford Street, it probably wouldn't be the best place to try and sell these domes. There'd be too much activity around. And just to reiterate, another feature of this, we've got Live Guard on this. So Live Guard being our feature whereby if we have a predetermined alarm, we can create an audible and a visual warning to try and deter people away, because deterrence is always the best way of trying to prevent a crime. So that concludes the pan and tilt section. So now we're going to move on to some small enhancements in our NVR range, starting off with our 7.7 and 7.6 K series NVR. So these now will all include AccuSense, and we've done that with the NXI rather than the NI in the part number. So we've also increased the decoding capacity of the camera. and also, so with the Accusent, depending on the model you choose, you get an option, because the NVR needs to be set up in a certain way when you install it, so it can have an option of 1 or 2 cameras being alarmed on.
Well, I hope you found that interesting. I did, but then again I videoed it, so anyway, so there's lots more to come. I'm going to do this is like part 1, shall we say, of 3. Basically the next part's going to be the Pyronix, because Pyronix was there, so that I'll release that next week. And there is a what's coming up within Pyronix at stroke Hikvision, the new stuff that's coming out that they've not released yet. Now I've got to get that video edited or told what I can and can't use of that video, okay, because of course Hikvision are going to release the information on their websites, and I don't want to, like, in this Insite you're getting like a but it's, how can you put it, it's you'll get pre-warned of what's coming up, but they want to release it on the media themselves, which is fair enough. It's their kit. I'm just a lonely engineer trying to give you guys information on what's happening. Now there is still more places for around the UK that it's coming up, so if you look up on the Insite, Hikvision Insite website, I'm sure you can grab some spaces. Right, also when you come to these event, you get a little goodie bag, shall we say. So let's open up the goodie bag and find out what we've got. So I've got it stashed away down here. Okay, so what we got, so you get this kind of Hikvision goodie bag. I'll come back a bit. Okay, so you get so you got one there. So you get Hikvision safety kit. I don't, like I say, I've not opened up this bag yet. I've been so busy or any of this stuff that I've not had a look inside it. So you get this kind of waterproof bag, and inside it is, it's like a little first aid kit. So you've got, that's good. I'm gonna keep it. It's kind of you've got little pins there, pair of scissors, little diddy scissors, cotton buds. Yeah, it's great. Like, it's basically, as it says, so they call it a safety kit. It's basically like a first aid bag kind of thing. So that's good. I'll go into my other first aid bag I've got. What else have we got? So let's have a look. So you've got a load of little bump stuff. I'm not going to go too deep in this for you, kind of thing. Hik Partner Pro. This definitely worth, guys. If you fit Hik stuff, definitely get it. Okay, well, not get it. Register with yourself. It's a great way. You can control other videos, sites on videos and stuff like that if you pay the extra. But majority of it's free, and so it's worth it. So Hik Central, they got their own little server units. I think this is, yeah, more Hik Central stuff. Oops. They're really pushing the Hik Central, which is, I can understand. It's going to be one of the very first courses I'm going to actually go on, because I fit Paxton, and I want to try to stay in my, Pyronix Hikvision bracket kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, Paxton's great. I enjoy it, fit in it, but like I say, this stuff is coming through. It has been out for a while, but it's one of those things I keep meaning to do, but just don't get the time. Time is my biggest problem right now. I'm so busy that I just go. Then you got the AX Pro. Yeah, again, I've not not moved to the AS Pro. I'm really happy with the Pyronix stuff. You know, if I had to moan about the enforcer panel, it could do with a bit of an update on it, you know, make it a little bit more prettier, but it does what it says on the can. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm more function over form. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to look pretty. It's got to be very good, low. I don't want grief, because Go2 Security don't have what we call a call-out charge for our customers. So all our customers, if they take a service contract out with us, we don't do call-out charges. We don't do phone charges like a lot of companies do. We look after our customers. We're all about gearing up, looking after our customers. And that's why I pick Pyronix stuff, because it's good quality stuff, so it doesn't give me grief. And take my word for it, there's stuff out there that can give you grief. Yeah, again, with Hick stuff, I don't get many grief over it. So that's why I fit it. And some other stuff. It's a loads and loads and loads of bump. Okay, let's get rid of the bump. Okay, you get a little notepad. Look at this. So you get yourself a woolly hat. So let's take this off. So let's put it on. What do you think, guys? Do I look good in it? Yeah? Do you think I'll make a supermodel? No, I don't think so either. Oh dear, yeah. What else have we got in this box or bag? Oh, you've got a Hick tape measure. More bump. Hick pen. I've got another tape measure. Why do I end up with 2 tape measures? I don't know what that is. I don't know, it's a little camera kind of thing. It's, I'll open that up in a minute. Oh, it's 16 years. Oh, I bet that's a memory card, flash drive. Oh, highlighter, Hick highlighter. Mrs. I'm going to spoil the missus. I give her this. Tell her that's a birthday present. Yeah, I'm so going to get beaten up for that one. Smelly. So the van will get that. An easy catalogue. So that's it, really. Let's just have a look at this thing and see what it is. I think it is a... this is where I'm going to fail miserably. Oops. Oh! Yep. So, it's like a little bullet camera. And... yeah. So as you can see, it's got a little USB. So... oops. Wrong way around. Oh. Yeah, it's quite a ditty little thing, and it's 16 gigabytes flash drive basically. So that's it. So next week we're going to be looking at Pyronix. I think yeah, Pyronix next week. It'll be a shorter video on this one because you've had it all bundled up, mainly Hick and everything and that. And then the week after, that's going to be a maybe. That's going to be what's new coming out in Hikvision, what I'm allowed to show you. But I've got to send that video off today, which is Sunday. So I've got a couple of weeks. They can tell me where to chunk bits out of it, kind of thing, and then I can re-edit it back up again. But if not, if they turn around and say please don't use that section, okay, that's fair enough. I will sit and sulk and make you suffer another Gent instructional video. So let's pray they let you use, we can use some of that stuff. Anyway, guys, as usual, subscribe, ring my bell, leave comments below. Any of you guys been out to any of these Hikvision Insite shows this time round or previously? You know, is it different? I mean, if you've been to the new one, you know, this week and last week, no, this week is the first week, and next week or the week after, you know, whenever this comes out, tell me what your thoughts are. And if you've been to ones before, then tell me what your thoughts are on those as well, comparing the difference. This is my first one. I don't normally have time. I was just lucky enough that it's in Northampton, which is, that's where I live. Well, I just live outside Northampton in Corby, but it was so close to home that I could not resist it. Anyway, guys, you take care now and don't do anything I wouldn't. Bye bye.